In this video, we will be studying about WTO and trade blocks. So, under this module, the WTO meaning, objectives, functions, organization structure, advantages and disadvantages to its member country, we will be studying it. And then coming to trade blocks. So, trade block meaning, merits and demerits of trade blocks, and there are various number of trade blocks in and around. So we'll be studying about them. So for example, SAARC, ASEAN, NAFTA, EU, APEC. Regarding the trade blocks, I have already given you the assignment in the as a second assignment. So under that, I have already covered the member countries, objectives and trading communities. So that's why I will not repeat these trade blocks, but I will be discussing about trade blocks meaning, merits and demerits of trade blocks. Okay, before we go in detail with World Trade Organization, we must understand that it was established in January 1st, 1995. And before that, there was one institute that was called as GATT, G-A-T-T, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. So it was there, it was working fine, but it was having many problems in it. So that's why the world leaders, they introduced or accepted WTO in the year 1995. Now we will study in detail. So World Trade Organization is a global institution which deals with a set of laws to administer and liberalize international trade between different nations. So that means to say it's a framework or a set of rules and regulations governing institute. This institute governs the international deals. So is there any dispute between two countries, two companies and other things, it will be administering. WTO acts as a framework for formalizing and negotiating trade agreements between nations. So wherever there is a trade agreement happening between two countries, so it will administer or formulate and also help in negotiating the agreements between two nations. Now we will study about the objectives of WTO. So first one is to help the people of member nations to improving their living standards. So this is the first objective. That means to say it helps the member nations in improving the people's standard of living. It can be achieved by providing goods at a cheaper rate, quality goods and etc. Now second one, to help the member countries in increasing effective demand and also help them in achieving full employment. So this is second objective. So the WTO helps in creating demand and effective use of demand, and by the way of it, it also generates the employment. Third one, to encourage trading activities and ensure large scale production. So that means to say they encourage trading activities, and by the way of it, they can achieve full production capacity. Fourth one, to achieve the objectives constantly along with environmental protection and sustainable development. That means to say we not only constantly achieve these objectives, these above objectives, but also we will ensure that environmental protection is in place and sustainable development is in place. Sustainable development means constant development or improvement, you can call it, and environmental protection means helping to restore the environment or not harming the environment, non-polluting, you can call it as. Fifth one, to provide proper market share to developing countries and least developed countries in growth of international trade. That means to say the WTO provides more share or improvement opportunity to least developed countries and developing countries. For example, India, which is developing country. So India is getting more advantages by the way of WTO. Now the remaining objectives which were not there in GATT, but these objectives were introduced in WTO. First one is to encourage trade of service while expanding large scale of production. So in the GATT there was no room for these services because it was only concentrated towards products, the physical products. So in this WTO we introduced services. Second one, to make sure that the resources of the world are utilized in the best possible way. In this, we can ensure that exploitation is not done. So third one, to include the philosophy of sustainable development in achieving these objectives. So this was another objective which was not there in the GATT. So philosophy of sustainable development in achieving objectives. You can say that sustainable development way is there, but the sustainable development points were not strong as in WTO. That's why it was reintroduced. Fourth one, to ensure protection of environment. So this was there in the earlier objective, but it was not strong. That's why they introduced this objective with a very strong voice.